Hey, what's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking with Breezy from Velvet Kitty Tattoo Parlor in Atascadero. Breezy, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Randy. Excited to be
Yeah,
here.
and congratulations on your new place there in Atascadero, huh?
Thank you. I love it.
Do you really? I mean, all pink, right?
Hmm.
Pink's the color.
Pink. Pink is
Awesome.
where it's at. I just wanted to really create something different and fun, and I don't like purple.
Not many people do.
Yeah. I
How long?
used to actually own that shop.
Years ago.
2006, that was my shop until 2016. So it's kind of surreal going in a giant circle and traveling in a giant circle to come back and I have the
Because you
shop
left.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, you left out of state, right?
Uh huh.
And then came back, and now you're back in the same spot where you left from.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
It's
How long you been
totally
in the
crazy.
business?
30 years.
30 years.
30 years this year. Yeah.
How does that work? How do you get? Were you an artist as a kid? Did you like to
Yeah,
draw?
I was into art. Um, Always getting in trouble for doodling, instead of doing homework. And but my parents were both artists, so I always thought, oh well, they're better than me, so why bother trying? And I started getting tattooed when I was 17, and at 18 I joined the army. And they said to go get more tattoos if I'm going to get any before boot camp, because then they're going to photograph my body and they own my skin. And this is 96, 97, 96. And so I went to a tattoo parlor and I just word vomit. I just asked for a job and would you ever be interested in training somebody? And she said, yeah. And boom. I mean, I was tattooing 2 weeks later. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Hold on. So did you go into the army?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Told the recruiting officer that I found something much better. In hindsight, I probably should have gone to the army and had free education and be G.I. Jane, but I
Right.
didn't. I didn't. I just dove into tattooing like 150%. I would make handmade cards and pass them out at farmers market, and I'd make flyers and go to Cal Poly, and
Because you think back then there wasn't a lot of tattoo parlors
no,
in the
no. I
in the
think
county, really,
there was one in Morro Bay, one in Atascadero, and one in Pismo.
and that was it.
That was it.
And then all of a sudden, the new generation came through,
Yep.
and people like yourself, got the bug, got the love, and started tattooing.
Hmm.
You remember your first tattoo and who it was?
Yes. I don't remember who. Two Cal Poly girls came in, and the boss was like, "Well, if you want them done at a discount, our apprentice is doing discounted tattoos." So I think they paid $25 a piece, but it was awful. It was awful. Outlining is the hardest part, and that's the first thing you have to do. So I'm trying to outline this little daisy, and I end up just coloring it in as I go. And the stem ended up just being one green line. It was so bad. So fast forward 2 years, now I have traditional tattoo in San Luis, and this girl comes in and wants a cover up
The
of the
tat-
tattoo I did.
Did she remember you?
And I covered it up so good. It came out so perfect. I was so embarrassed. It was horrible.
You're like you're like I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I just smiled and did a nice
What
job.
are some of the fears? Like, I mean, tattoos. I know my first tattoo. It was pretty. I was nervous because you don't know like how much pain it's gonna be. But then after that, after the 3 hours with the tattoo, I swore to myself I wasn't gonna get any more because it hurt so bad. But then there's like an addiction. There's an addiction for tattoos. Like once you get that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
see it, you feel it, and then you're like, I want more.
I think I got three my first month of getting a tattoo.
Really.
I was like, this is better than anything. And I get to keep it forever. And that would, like, come into play when I'm making money. Would I rather go out to dinner with my friends or save that money and eat at home and go get tattooed? Like, I was obsessed from day one.
So you were an apprentice.
Mhm.
So you started in with the tattoo place that you walked into to get your tattoos before going in the army. How long were you there for? Because you said 2 years, then you started traditional tattoo.
I was there for a little over a year, and we just couldn't get along. I don't know if it was, my ego was getting too big for my britches or what. I really don't know. She just was very mean, and so I packed up and went and worked in this beauty salon on Higuera. They were like grandfathered in for permanent makeup, so you could tattoo there. So I tattooed there for about 6 months because nobody would hire me because I was a female. I went to every shop in the county. Nobody would hire me. They're like, "Where's your husband? You have to have a husband to be able to tattoo." And I'm like, I train under a woman. What are you talking about? So I ended up going to the bank and took out a loan and opened traditional.
What's the stigma of being a female?
Well, back in the day, I mean, I don't see it as a man's business anymore. I would consider it just unisex. But yeah, back in the day, men tattooed and women married tattoo artists got tattooed by tattoo artists. But it was almost like an underspoken, rule that women weren't allowed to tattoo. It's a man's business. And then you've got some very famous female artists from back in the day. But I mean, her picture anywhere because she was one.
Right. Was that
Now,
Miami Ink? Right? Miami Ink?
no, this is back in the 40s.
Oh, okay.
And then, I mean, females were coming up in the 2000s. Finally, females were getting, better responses as far as getting apprenticeships and learning how to tattoo. And then Ink Master came out, and Miami Ink came out, and now you're seeing a woman in the industry, and I've always enjoyed getting tattooed by a woman. They're more gentle. They really good at walking you through things. They go the extra mile because we're just really compassionate and empathetic by nature. But
Do you have like a tattoo like you're like I know artists have styles. Like there's certain artists that are whether it be floral, whether it be portrait, whether it be, color, black and white or black. Do you have a specific style or a tradition that you like to tattoo that you're known for?
well, originally I started off doing just American traditional tattoos, and I love it. But then I started getting into neo-traditional, and then I started getting into some new school. And now 30 years later, I kind of just like it all now. And I go into each piece, thinking, okay, this is going to be on them forever. So even just setting the pattern, I'll tell them, like, I am not married to this spot. I'll move it 100 times for you. It's forever. Be picky. Don't be intimidated by a tattoo artist. Be picky. It's on your body, and you're gonna remember this experience forever.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it should
sure.
be a positive experience. So I got into traditional tattooing, got into all the other genres of tattooing. Um, I'll do fine line. I don't care for it. It's not. I have two other girls in my shop that do the fine line stuff, so I don't have to. But I like bold lines, bold colors because it lasts. It's a test of time tattoo.
What's the longest tattoo that's taken you that you spent on?
The longest tattoo I ever did in one sitting was 16 hours.
My gosh. Where was the location?
She got armpit and then wrapped all the way down to her ankle. This huge vine and these huge flowers. And I literally was sitting there begging for her to tap out. I'm like, please, I can take no more. And she's like, I'm good to go if you are. And I'm like, oh, just rally through.
Gosh, ought to be exhausting for
It
you.
is so exhausting. I would never even attempt that now.
Because like nowadays, when somebody comes in for a tattoo, how do they? What's the process? Do they come in and say, "Hey, Breezy, I don't know what I want, but I want something." I mean,
Sometimes, yeah. But, because of the internet, I mean, people are able to come to me and go, I like this, I like this, I like this, I like this. Can you put it all together for me and create a collage? Or I have like 5 things in my phone that I'm interested in getting. Which one would cost me what? So we just do a lot of flipping through pictures and a lot of Pinterest, and because the more I can pick my client's brain, the better results are going to end up on paper.
so you do a little preliminary stuff at the beginning to kind of get their feel
Yeah.
of what they're thinking versus what you're going to actually be putting on their body permanently.
So, I mean, really, that's your consultation. You discuss it. I mean, I think any good shop is going to care. Placement, is this going to affect your job? Making sure everything's facing the right direction. All tattoos should always face forward. So when you see a tattoo facing backwards, it looks funny to you until you realize that's why it looks funny, because it's facing behind you. So there's all these little tricks of the trade, that just, they need to continue to be passed down, because, in the tattoo world, people seem to be very gatekeeping, and, a lot of, we really don't all get along. And I think that has something to do with all of our egos, As I've gotten older, I find myself, just enjoying my job that much more. Instead of getting bitter, I got more excited about it. I have the coolest job ever. And then these people are letting me tattoo them, that they're going to keep on their bodies forever and remember me forever. I just find that to be an honor. And that's how people get treated. They walk in my door, it's instantly, how are you? Are you having a nice day? What are you interested in getting today? And if it's a piercing, I mean, our jewelry ranges from $5 to $80, so what is your price range? And, oh, you want a tattoo? Let me see your ideas so I can get you placed with the right artist for your style that you're wanting.
And Velvet Kitty. So tell me where the Velvet Kitty is located again.
It's at 5435 El Camino Real in Atascadero, right next door to the police station.
Okay.
And we're the last building considered downtown Atascadero. So that puts us in the loop for all the events and everything that goes on downtown, which is pretty cool.
So before we go into that, tell me a little bit about the history in the last 30 years, like the technology, the changes that's happened from, say, when you first started to now. Tell me about the changes that's happened in the tattoo industry.
From my apprenticeship, back then we used coil machines, and those have been popular forever. It's just a coil machine. It runs off, 2 coils. When your power disconnects, it drops the needle down. When it connects again, it pulls the needle up. So it's just this magnet motion of this the whole time. Real loud. I do miss the sound because we don't use them anymore. But so we've got all new machines. We've got, now it's a pen. And it looks like just a thick pen. And it has a battery pack on it.
How was that transition for you?
Oh my gosh, it was so hard.
Because it took
me a year.
So it's obviously different.
Yeah, it's so different, and you're not having to like chase the foot pedal around, and you don't have cords in the way, and you're able to just continue tattooing. So I tattoo in half the time moving over to this pen. I don't have to change needles. I don't have to do any of this stuff. I just have a little cartridge. It clicks in.
Really?
Next needle, click in another cartridge, and it's just bada bing, bada boom.
So it's self-sufficient to where you don't have the pedal. It operates by hand.
Yep, it's amazing. And I was loyal to the coil. I was one of the last ones in the shop I worked at in Louisiana to get a pen, because I was like, never. Those are those are FUBAR. They're bad. And I fell in love with it. Yeah, it's been amazing. And like my day, we made our own needles. I spent one day a week soldering needles together, soldering them onto a bar, cleaning them, throwing them in the sterilizer. I mean, we did this all day, one day each week. It took the entire day.
And how long ago was that you transitioned from the coil to now the pen?
I've been on the pen for 3 years now.
So it's still fairly new.
Yeah, like I just stopped chasing the foot pedal recently. I'd be doing something with someone, and even though the power's on, I'm pedal searching.
It's just habit.
Yes, and my best friend Melissa works with me, and she's like, you're pedal hunting again. She always is laughing. Like, stop. 28 years of pedal searching,
So Breezy, when you're tattooing, what are you just thinking about the job? I mean, because you got to, not always do you have a talking person that's wants to talk.
Well, I mean, you really got to feel out your client, because some of them like to talk. It takes their mind off it. Some of them just want to listen to their ear pods. I get into the piece. I'll be writing my grocery bill in my head, as I'm just cruising through color. It really just depends on, It's kind of like a read the room, read your client and what they're going to get out of the best way possible of what they're going to get out of this whole procedure, this whole experience. So, I'll be like, dude, is talking make you comfortable? And you walk them through breathing techniques. If you're tattooing on the stomach or on the chest, you need even breaths, and that's definitely when you want to talk to a client, is you talk them through, here we go, and it seems to really help. But you do get those people that are like, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it, I just want to put some headphones on and wake me up when it's done.
Because it's an intense moment.
Yeah.
And some people, have you ever had somebody pass out?
Oh yeah, lots of people. It's passing out's usually low blood sugar level. Most people who pass out didn't eat before they came in. You've really got to feed your blood sugar to prepare for shock, because our bodies are meant to fight pain, not accept pain. So the whole time you're getting tattooed, your brain is going, this is not okay. This is not what we do. And so yeah, it's just so different. But at the same time, it's so cool. I just love my job. I'm just so lucky. It's
So, like,
taken me everywhere.
Like your tattoos, you could probably tell me exactly who did each one of those.
Oh yeah.
So your artwork, where was the inspiration? Do you have a theme? Or is it just kind of random and you've changed over the years?
Yeah, I started with themes when I was younger, and then I just see something I like, and I'm like, well, then I want that. Oh, it doesn't go with my theme. It's like we're gonna change we're changing all day long every day. So what I thought was cool back then, I might not like anymore. But for me now, it's the nostalgia. It's like, oh, I got this in, 2001. I got this in 1995. And, we sit around the shop and always thought, oh, well, this one's 32 years old. Oh, or mine's 33 years old, and I have counted. I think I'm at 121.
Tattoos?
Yeah.
On your entire body?
Yeah.
Because some of them morph into other tattoos
Yeah.
that were on top of tattoos. And do you have cover-ups yourself?
I do have one cover-up, and that's my specialty. I specialize in cover-ups. That's really fun. It's amazing to give someone their first tattoo and, give them a great experience. But when you can take something somebody hates and cover it and then leave with a brand new tattoo, it's a little extra special. It's like, oh yeah, I just made them feel confident again.
What are some of the biggest like cover-up styles? Is it a mess up, or is it names, or is it one of those drunk nights you got something put under your body?
I'd say dominantly names.
A spouse?
Yep. Yeah, people are really bad about that, me included.
And that's and that sounds like it's probably something easy. If it's just a name, you can put a picture over it, or
Yeah, cover-ups are tricky. It's just what image is going to fit over it, right? To be able to camouflage it. You're not going to be able to completely see it gone, or you would just color over it black. But you can camouflage. Like I just did a girl the other day. She had a rose and a name above the rose. So I added a butterfly behind the rose and in front over the name and added a couple leaves, and you would never have known that it was a cover-up. It's like looks like a brand new tattoo.
So fast forward. So now you move back into state, and so your focus is to open back up, come back to Atascadero, and move back to your roots, right? What was the process between? Was Louisiana your?
I was in New Orleans.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Downtown
It was crazy.
muck of everything.
It was crazy.
Tell me about that experience.
It's just, when you live there, you go to sleep to gunshots, you wake up to gunshots. It's scary. If you're not downtown in the French Quarters, it's a scary place. It's nothing like anywhere I've ever been to.
Just the wildness.
Just wild. It's open carry for pistols. You can drive through daiquiri stores. Drive through them to get your booze.
Like a McDonald's.
They have drive-through liquor stores. It's just bizarre.
Was back there being versus there in California, was like the desire for tattoos, the tradition or style, was it different from?
A little bit. I mean, each place you go, you're going to find people who take pride in where they're from. So Cali, we do a lot of Cali tattoos. When I lived in Colorado, a lot of Colorado tattoos. Lived in Costa Rica, a lot of Costa Rica tattoos. So it kind of just goes into, it's almost every state is going to have some tweak on a customization of that. But that's a big popular tattoo anywhere is, your roots, where you're from. So a lot of alligators, a lot of fleur-de-lis.
How's the emotional side for you to get those emotional tattoos, like the memory tattoos?
For lost ones,
Mm-hmm.
I just have to block it out or I'll cry. So I just focus on the tattoo and just try to be super nice and uplifting throughout the whole appointment. I can kind of tell when they just want to be quiet and stare at it, for what it means to them. And usually they'll tell us a story, and that way we're able to console a little better. And being a tattoo artist is definitely neck and neck with being a therapist. I mean, people come in, and the minute
Right,
they're in your chair, man, it's like dump session. This is what's going on in my life. And I'm like, perfect time to get a tattoo.
Right.
Whenever I'm like really happy and I go to get a tattoo, it hurts more. I need to be like depressed or mad, and
Not
then
have
it
that
feels
feeling.
better.
Not have that feeling, huh?
Yeah.
So awesome! You came back to Atascadero.
Came back
and
to Atascadero.
Opened up Velvet Kitty.
I came back. My sister had terminal cancer. She passed the end of January.
I'm sorry.
So I came back to be with her and my nieces, and I made her some promises. So I'm here to stay, and I've now got 6 girls instead of 2 that are just my pride and joy, and it's where I spend all my time. If I'm not tattooing, I'm spending time with my nieces and my, great nieces, I guess they would be called, and my daughters. And the shop has really become a family affair. My daughter is now tattooing there. My niece is piercing there. And you'd ask me something about Velvet Kitty.
Well, just
Just coming back in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was working at White Moth, and it was just, I had so much anxiety from what I had left the shop looking and coming back. It wasn't so good. So I was able to eventually purchase it and turn it back into mine. So this is my 8th tattoo shop, and definitely my favorite. It's just, we have really made a statement and set a new standard for the tattoo industry. And we really want it to spread like wildfire. It needs to be a safe space for women, a safe space for children. It should be open and inviting and welcoming and on camera. And, that way everybody is held accountable for their behavior. Tattoo shops have been known since the beginning of time as, girls walk in and they're instantly getting hit on and instantly comments are being made, and that's been okay. And why hasn't anybody said it's not okay? So I'm saying it's not okay, and that's why I hired all females and turned it into a female shop.
female only. Ran, tattooed, piercing at Velvet Kitty.
Yep.
So that's something that is like unheard of.
I did find another shop in Long Beach, and they are doing the same thing I'm doing. And I was like, yes, let's make this movement wildfire. Where people walk in and it's, hey, how you doing? This is forever. Like, show me what you want to get. Let's get into this. And that's how I treat every single client. And I want to see that become a new standard. I think making your tattoo shop inviting and open and colorful, and who are you attracting? For me, I want anybody and everyone to feel welcome and walk in. So jogging my mind for colors, is like, even pink. Pink is calming. It's so calming. I love it.
Well, so when somebody walks into your parlor, because you said you had 6. You had 6 women in there. That are they all tattooing, or some were their specialty for piercings?
2 piercers, 4 tattooers.
Okay, and then what about the permanent ink? The permanent ink, like the eyebrows.
Oh, we don't do permanent makeup.
You guys, permanent makeup. We don't do any of that stuff. Okay.
Nope, just tattoo shop these days.
So when somebody comes in and they have no idea of what they want, how do they get reference to a tattoo artist?
Well, usually I'll just sit down and be like, let's go through your phone. Everybody has something saved in their phone that they would want as a tattoo. So we just start scrolling. And usually within 10 minutes, I've got something drawn up and ready.
So they always have the idea of
Yeah,
what they want.
it's just
or the
picking their
inspiration
brain.
for it.
And actually, what we're starting this week is because I've got a whole bulletin board of things I want to do. And Cambria has a bunch online that she wants to do. So we're going to print everything out and put it in a book at the front. So when you walk in, these are all up for grabs at a discounted price because it's stuff we really want to do. And you can flip through that and even pick out something a little more special. So
one maybe being the Atascadero chamber tattoo like Steve got.
Yep. I couldn't believe it, but man, it healed great. It looks great. I had emailed Josh and said, "You're next."
See, Josh would be the one that I would think would be the first one in line to do that.
Yep. He actually said no way.
So Breezy, tell me about the stuff and what it means to be back in Atascadero and what the stuff that you guys are doing. Because you guys are part of
We have so
like
much
a
going
group
on.
that is really putting on
Yeah.
like your own events. Tell me about that.
So I was invited to the Downtown Association meeting a few months back, and I kept going. And all of a sudden, I'm very outgoing, outspoken. I've always been this way. I'm a leader, not a follower. So everyone was like, "Well, we need to talk to Chamber. We need to talk to Chamber about this, that, and the other." And everyone ended up looking at me like, "We want you to be our ambassador, so you can take to Chamber what we all talk about here." So slowly I've become the representative for the Downtown Association. I do belong to Chamber, and I do tons of work with Chamber on getting people involved. I think everybody's so burnt out because nothing ever happens. So now I've got this, I've got this dude in Chamber, and I'm gung ho. I'm back. I'm downtown. I want my kids to, start getting into city stuff because we're even starting a whole campaign for kids to start voting. And I'm going to do swag bags and get these kids out voting and, true justice and all the things that they complain about. It all starts local. You got to start local. So, we've got that going. I mean, we were just at city council meeting on Tuesday night regarding zoning and changing the definition of tattoos. We're going to be doing the same thing in Paso Robles. I want to be held. I mean, I feel like we're already there where we're putting ourselves at a standard that's above health department regulations and above what other people are doing. But I don't want to be the top dog. I just want everybody to follow suit. Like, we can all reach this caliber. And when everybody's at that caliber, now we can really, nail down our prices because all of us are so clean. Walls are wipeable. You walk in and everybody's got a great attitude and the music's inviting and, it's a whole, it is a whole experience, it's kind of like going to a amusement park. You walk in and there's all these things to look at and stuff to see, and it's a little overwhelming and intimidating. So we try and take the intimidation out immediately, and just person to person. What do you really like? What are you into? What do you collect? I'm really good at picking brains.
Because you guys just did an all women's event in the downtown Atascadero that had some music and wine. I mean, and you guys, is that the Downtown Association, or is that kind of your own little group of women-owned businesses that you're trying to really push forward?
We only have one women's event a year, and that's that. It's called By Her Hands.
Okay.
Everything else includes all of downtown. And so what we did was we got together with Chamber, we sat down and went over all the events that are happening in Atascadero throughout the year. And then we added an event to every month there wasn't something. We added an event that the Downtown Association will put on. So, like, what do we have next is Mother's Day. They're doing A-Town pop-up. So I'll be down there with swag bags for moms. The next one is the May 22nd is the Sip and Shop. And these things are just so much fun. But yeah, it's a lot of organization, especially when nobody shows up to the meetings. It's like there's 90 business owners and 6 show up. So we're trying to figure out how to wrangle everybody up together to at least be able to have a voting poll, and you just hit yes or no on a voting poll for stuff. So we're getting there slowly.
As a new business in Atascadero, how does the chamber inspire you or help you as a business thrive in in this new era of generations?
Well, first with chamber, I joined in at tier 2 because I wanted the ribbon cutting and I wanted, all the bells and whistles to going into opening. But the biggest reason is that all the women that I get together with would talk about, what does chamber do for us? What does chamber do for us? And I just kept hearing this over and over. So when I finally got a hold of chamber, I was like, what do you do for us? And then they all wanted to know, where the money is for the bid. I'm like, we need a date set that we can get together and have a meeting, and you guys need to reveal where the bid money's at so we know what we can spend on events, And so I kind of just jumped in and started pushing, because everyone, I feel like you kind of need a ringleader sometimes. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they just talk in circles, and it's like, okay, focus. Our next meeting, we're going to decide on this, this, and this. So go home, think about it for a week, and we'll come back and address it at the next Wednesday. So it's been really cool. It's been really cool.
And the chamber has been real helpful for you?
Yes. The chamber, the chamber's helping me with all kinds of other stuff that I'm working on. But chamber's been amazing. I mean, we use chamber, their conference room with Zoom for our meetings on the first Wednesday of every month. I just walk in and grab an espresso and go sit out in the back and do all my computer work from there because the shop's so noisy. Steve and I go door to door and introduce ourselves and, try and get people to be more involved with the Downtown Association. So we've kind of just teamed up, and it's been so much fun because Commerce now has my back. I mean, they're putting me on all their literature and all their social media and all their stuff. And so I'm looking at the other girls who aren't members. And I'm like, so you asked, what does chamber do for you? Chamber's over here helping me right and left, from advertising to, the gala and the mixers and just getting me involved in the community. When are we going to have a tattooed mayor? Well, we need to start this now. Tattooed mayor.
Do you find that it's more of an older generation that kind of like yourself, you're 30 years, now you're a little older, have a business back then, older now, to where you really think that being a part of an organization like that and being a part of a community like you are in Atascadero changes as you get older and your mindset of that?
It was funny when I started seeing people at Taco Bell with face tattoos, it really made me mad. And I really had to dig down deep on why that makes me so angry. And it's because I couldn't have one. They were taboo. When I would go do presentations in front of the city of San Luis Obispo, I would throw makeup on anything visible, my hands and my neck, so that when I walked in, there was no visible tattoos, and watching it evolve to where it is now, where almost everybody's tattooed, when you see someone without one, you're like, you're a rare bird.
And it really is. Mm-hmm. When somebody doesn't have a tattoo, but now, like you said, it was taboo back in the day, and now it's almost seems, it's normal.
Yeah, it's mainstream. And so is body piercing. We just started doing tooth gems, and that's popular right now. And people
say that again?
Tooth gem.
Tooth. Oh,
a little sparkle.
Is that drilled through?
No.
Oh,
it's just glued on. They could stay up to a year.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the old what was that?
Right, grills.
Yeah, the grills.
Yeah. So and in 30 years of tattooing, I've seen it all, and I'm very happy with how popular tattoos are. It's really starting to flood the industry with everybody, and it really started with COVID. Everybody went and bought a tattoo machine off Amazon and became a home tattooer, and there's a reason tattoos cost a lot of money.
Right.
I have overhead and insurance and all these things that I have to cover in order to guarantee you a clean tattoo and guarantee me not getting sued. It's almost a contract you sign with your client. So,
And I'm sure you take pride in that,
yeah,
as far as being
absolutely.
cleanliness, and I mean, I'm sure there's virus born, from just getting tattoos. I mean, you hear the
Yep.
horror stories.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what is next for Velvet Kitty? What is? I mean, you're less than 6 months at your location now, right?
Hmm.
So what's next? What's the next step in Velvet Kitty's tattoo parlor?
So, I I would like to click my heels and double the size of my shop because I need more room. But the shop's going great. Everybody, I have the coolest crew I could have ever have prayed for. It's just these group of girls, and we get together and barbecue every weekend, and we're all friends with each other's kids, and it's amazing. But someone planted a little bug in my ear a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about hosting a tattoo convention. So we have rented the Madonna Expo Center for April 30th through May 2nd next year, for a tattoo convention. We're going to have a car show, performers and bands inside and out, food trucks, at least 45 booths of just tattooing, another 20 booths of vendors, a band or a performer playing on each stage all day long. They'll just be synchronized. And
Wow.
I'm so excited. It's a little nerve wracking, where you've got this huge event and these people aren't getting back to you and these people aren't getting back to you, So, but with the hand surgery, I have time to kind of nail some stuff down now, and but it's rented and it's going. We did the photo shoot on Sunday for the billboard, so hopefully we get some good shots out of that.
Has there been anything like that here on the Central Coast? There has.
There was a tattoo convention in 2000 at Embassy Suites, and that was a blast. And then the next time he hosted it, he did it at the fairgrounds in Paso, and it was awful. It was dirty, it was hot. It was just the dirt itself was awful. So we weren't going to do that again. Then he moved it to the Queen Mary down in Long Beach. And
Wow.
he did that show for years. I loved going to that show. I loved staying on the Queen Mary, and then it just disappeared. So we haven't had one on the Central Coast since 2010.
So this is 2027 that you're bringing
Yeah,
it back to the Central Coast.
it is time. Yeah.
So, and people can reach out to you on your socials.
Yep. So we have staygoldtattooconvention.com. Email is staygoldconvention@gmail. And you can always get a hold of us through velvetkittytattoo.com or velvetkittytattoo@gmail.
Awesome. And so, Breezy, you guys are located at 5435 El Camino in Atascadero,
Yes, sir.
right next to the police station. Right, they're kind of on the corner, right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
So right before you get on that little joggy onto the freeway,
Yeah,
right across
yeah.
the street.
That really weird on-ramp. Yep.
Awesome. And are you open 7 days a week?
Starting next week, we'll be open 7 days a week, 11 to 7.
Okay. And the most important thing is to let people know about the Velvet Kitty is it's women ran.
It's women ran, and it's just a safe space for kids to get pierced. We pierce kids' ears all day long. Women come in, and I'm so secure in my womanhood that I have no problem telling another woman how beautiful she is, or she's got gorgeous eyes. I mean, we just really go out of our way to just enjoy people. And I think that's what this industry needs to be about, is enjoying your client and enjoying what you do for a living, because it is the coolest job ever.
And one last question. Do you have any art that you have never done that you really, really want to do on somebody's body?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like what?
I've got a bunch of stuff with jackrabbits right now because I'm obsessed with jackalopes. So I probably have like 8 rabbits in different positions and different styles with antlers that I'm dying to do. But I'm good for just a giant floral piece. I enjoy it all.
Is that jackalope going to be on the book of
Oh,
fame?
yeah.
Right when somebody
Oh,
walks
yeah.
in to pick it.
Hmm. Yes, sir. And I do have a real jackalope in the shop, so he's our mascot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Breezy, this was fun.
I know. Thanks,
Yeah.
Randy.
And and I appreciate everything you guys are doing there in Atascadero. Like I said, Atascadero Chamber, Atascadero City of Atascadero is one of our sponsors, and I just feel like Atascadero is really that community-driven local vibe that people are really drawn to. And for everything that you guys are doing down there in Atascadero, now you're a part of what they're doing. That vehicle that you guys are inspiring downtown in Atascadero to, for locals. Local, buy local, support local.
Absolutely.
You guys are really doing that.
We've got some things in the works to maybe get some areas in Atascadero that'll be little landmarks. So when people come to visit the Central Coast, they've got to stop in Atascadero because they've got to take a picture with this mural. Or, we just have tons of ideas in the works to really draw in tourism, but at the same time, give locals reason to get out. I love walking around downtown. It is so much fun. There's so much to see, so many cool stores. So, normally I never would have done that. I'd just stay home, but yeah, Atascadero is definitely booming in that way. I love it. The food is fantastic.
Do you have any need for apprentices yourself?
No, not right now. I have an apprentice. She's just getting ready to graduate high school. So then June, she'll be back with me full time.
Awesome.
And then, we just finished, 2 apprentices just finished their apprenticeship. So they have a week to get their licenses and they're good to go. They're on the skin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any last words?
No, thank you. I love what you do here. And, I love chiming in and, anything to bring awareness to tattoo shop safety and, the willingness to treat your client as if it's an honor. And that's, if I can plant a seed in anyone's mind, that would be it. It's just, make this a special experience.
Maybe I can get my partner Eric to put the What's Up North County buckle on him.
There you go. I love it.
Awesome. Well, Breezy, thanks for coming in.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
Really
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And so, Atascadero, 5435 El Camino Real in Atascadero, right there by the police station. You can reach them go to your website, velvetkittytattoo.com.
Yep. That's correct.
Stop in there, check them out, look for the pink kitty, right? And go in and get a consultation and experience the tattoo fever.
Yep. And walk-ins are always welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, if you're looking for that tattoo artist, go check out the Velvet Kitty in Atascadero, 5435 El Camino Real in Atascadero, velvetkittytattoo.com. Go check them out right there by the police station. Support that local artist. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coatings, 1776 Roofing and Gutters, Premier Ag, Trailer Barn, Story Termite Pest Control, Borehorn Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Angela Hickson Port Photography, Airflow Filter Services, Templeton Heating and Air, and of course, the Atascadero Chamber. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Your home is your castle. It keeps you safe when the weather's rough. But if you're not taking care of your roof, things could get a little wild. 1776 Roofing with RoofMax will fix up the rough spots, treat the shingles, and give it years more life at a fraction of what a new roof costs. At TLC, your roof needs now. Call 805-900-1776.
When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We are all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.